Last couple things, we're going to do bottoms for his feet so he can stick in there, and maybe do a little bit of detail for his hands depending on how detailed you want to get, and then of course his face needs to be drawn on. So let's do his face really quickly. I'm going to hit Shift Z to bring my texture back, and we'll just kind of move him down a bit. Now we can still make changes even here if I wanted to make his face a little bit wider or bigger. I can just move these lines back, no problem. But he's looking okay. So I'm going to go to BI, and I can do a quick insert sphere. I also have my own custom insert sphere brush that I want to use. I want to use like a, let's do a 12 sphere. And we have X symmetry turned on, so we can just drop a little bit of eyeball. Now we're actually putting this onto his boots, but it's okay because we're going to split it off anyway. If you wanted to, you can alt tap his face, put him on there. So if I go into solo mode here, you're going to see the eyes are actually part of the boots here. But it's okay because we're just going to do a quick hide point split hidden or split unmasked, which will be in your subtool split menu. And then last one, you know what? I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, and right on his face here, I'm going to make sure that's selected. And it looks like we have a paintbrush turned on for some of these. I can hold down Shift and touch the paintbrush. That'll turn the paintbrush off for all the subtools. So now when I alt-click, we can very clearly see which one I have selected. I'm going to go to BC to narrow down to my curve brushes, and we're just going to do curve tube. And for this one, I'm going to turn off X symmetry because it's going to kind of want to force me to do some weird stuff. So I'm going to hit X temporarily. I'm going to do a quick smile here. And I'm going to tap to go ahead and accept it, hit W, and then just kind of move that out. And I'm going to do a very quick mirror and weld across the x-axis, which is geometry, modify topology, mirror and weld. And just really quickly, I'm going to go to my subtool split menu, do split unmasked points so it's into its own subtool. Go ahead and select it. And just to kind of even this out a little bit, I'm going to do a quick polish by features, and it doesn't have any polygroup, so it's just going to kind of do an overall polish. I'm going to go in here with my move brush, hit X. So I'm moving across X symmetry here. And if you want to use your move brush as well to kind of just move this thing into place, this will probably be fine. But if you're so inclined, if you want to clean up the geometry a little bit, you can still go down here to geometry, ZRemesher. We can just keep the same amount, adaptive size down to 0, keep groups off because there are no polygroups. Hit ZRemesh. And that'll give you cleaner geometry. If you want it lower res, just do half, half, and then do Shift D so you can see the actual geometry, and then you can do D to see the smooth preview. Alt tap his eyeballs, hit W. You can tap right along that surface normal here, hit X to go across X symmetry on these things, and just move these right back. X, I guess I did have X symmetry on. Hold down Shift, move them right back into the head here. Hit D. There we go. So we got the mouth, we got the eyes. And you could go ahead and actually use your clay brush or subdivide this face to kind of dig his eyes in if that's the look you're going for, but I think for printing purposes and painting purposes, I want them out to give me something to paint. And there we go. We got them all divided up. Now, if I was going to go in here and add a lot of detail to his hands, I would probably, I'll hit Shift D to turn off that dynamic preview, and then I could go in here and I can hit Control D a couple times and then just use my standard brush to kind of go in here, turn on Z add, the intensity up. I've got my lazy mouse, so I can go in here and just kind of use some basic sculpting to kind of give him some fingers or some thumbs or whatever. I'm probably going to wait on that until I get Flame Princess in there and see what their hands need to look like, and more than likely I'm probably just going to keep them kind of nubs because it's not going to be something that's going to be seen. But there you go. So there's the basic modeling for Finn so far, and just for fun, I'm going to take his shirt actually and kind of just pull it out a bit just to kind of get a little bit of differentiation between the different layers of his clothing. Same for his t-shirt up here. I'm just going to kind of pull that out just a tad. And his pants legs look like they're kind of coming in. So I'm going to alt tap his leg here, move that up, and then take his pants. And did I bevel the bottom of his pants? Looks like I didn't. So I'm going to hit Shift D. I thought I did, but maybe I undid it. Hover over an edge with my Z modeler brush, do a bevel, edge loop complete. There we go. Crease polygroup, hit D. And then we can use our move brush to kind of move these out. Perfect. Okay, so now, just really quickly, why not? We can just throw them into KeyShot here. So these are all separate pieces here, which is exactly what I want, so I can kind of dictate the material and the color that I'm looking for. So let's hop into KeyShot.